A piece of commercial plastic, costing less than a PlayStation, is currently dismantling a military apparatus built with trillions of dollars in legacy capital. In the corporate world, this is the blockbuster moment. A giant assumes its size is a shield, only to realize the market has shifted to a model it doesn't understand. Before we audit the data, a quick reminder: this video is for educational purposes and does not constitute financial advice. When a global superpower relies on 20th century mass while ignoring 21st century agility, the result is a structural collapse of state resources. This chart tracks the onset of a dark period, where a supposedly unstoppable military machine begins bleeding billions of dollars in capital. While the battlefield evolved, Vladimir Putin maintained a strict refusal to adapt, doubling down on a strategy that no longer aligns with technological reality. An isolated authoritarian leadership structure creates a bottleneck, preventing the efficient allocation of capital required to survive a modern conflict. In this hierarchy, information only flows upward if it matches the leader's expectations. This echo chamber ensures that innovation is stifled by a bureaucracy focused on pleasing the top. Because the top levels were insulated from reality, they continued to invest in heavy machinery and traditional parades, even as those assets became liabilities. Contrast that with the opposition. They operate like agile engineering labs, using decentralized networks to produce high-tech solutions at a fraction of the cost. This is the mechanical reality of asymmetric warfare. A cheap, decentralized network can bypass a multi-million-dollar defense system by exploiting a single technological blind spot. This map illustrates the scale of that shift. With over 11,000 unmanned missions a day, the opposition projects force 1,000 miles deep into the superpowers' territory. The strikes specifically target the Baltic seaports and energy facilities that generate the nation's revenue. The ROI imbalance is staggering. A few $1,000s worth of drones erased a predicted $1 billion windfall by setting these massive capital assets ablaze. When the physical infrastructure of an economy burns, the currency follows. The localized crash of the ruble reflects the loss of the industries that once propped up its value. A billion-dollar military is rendered ineffective if it cannot shield the core economic engines that pay for its existence. This domestic instability triggers immediate capital flight. As global investors watch the infrastructure fail, they pull resources out of the region to seek more stable markets. This map shows the vacuum being filled by rival economic blocs, which are now investing 200 times more capital into regions previously dominated by the superpower. The realization is now reaching the inner circle. Even high-ranking defense officials are beginning to acknowledge that the era of their technological superiority has ended. Misallocating resources in a modern conflict does more than lose ground. It triggers a shift in global investor confidence that is difficult to reverse. For any leader or investor, the lesson is the same. When you insulate yourself from harsh truths, you lose the ability to respond to a changing market. In the 21st century, agility and decentralized innovation consistently overcome mass and tradition. Using a 20th century mindset to fight a 21st century reality guarantees systemic collapse. To keep track of the wealth transfers and strategies shaping our future, subscribe and turn on notifications.